I think we can start. Okay.
Okay.
So, welcome everyone. I'm Isha from Shopline, and this is the first episode of Content to Cart, a new webinar series from Relish and Shopline. We are going to talk about how CPG brands are actually growing in 2026 without outspending big players. So, before we get into it, we would like quick intros. Meg, can you tell us about who you are and what Relish does?
Sure. So I'm Meg Goldsmith. I am the CRO at Relish. We are a hyper local micro and nano creator influencing platform that enables CPG brands to get more visibility and trusted recommendations on their products.
Amazing.
Peter, you want to
Peter,
talk about Shopline? Sorry.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you, Isha. Thank you, Meg. Excited for this series. So, quick intro to myself, and then I'll get into Shopline. I've been in the consumer product space for nearly a decade. Been going to CES, Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, over 12 years in a row. So I kind of came up in this industry in the gadget space. Worked with hundreds of brands, getting them started through crowdfunding campaigns, reward-based ones like Kickstarter and Indiegogo's, helping them scale up into e-commerce, and then from there scaling up into retail. So I have a little bit of experience across the full life cycle of a company, and that's what really led me to Shopline, which is an e-commerce platform, aka a commerce engine, aka your omni-channel orchestration layer. So e-commerce is more than a website these days, right? And so Shopline, it sits at the very center where you connect your ads. It is your website builder. It manages your inventory, your customers, and all your marketing, and so on. So excited to get into all the great topics we have today.
thank you so much. So excited for you guys to be here today. And just a quick note, we'll be doing Q&A at the end of the meeting. So feel free to drop your questions right on the bottom right. There's a link, there's a quick small icon. You can drop all the questions there. So yeah, before we get into the content, I want to take a moment for this partnerships. So Meg, why Shopline and what made you want to build something together?
So I think that we are both aligned in the customer journey. We're both building products that really enhance their ability to tap into more of a market share. And so it felt like the perfect combination and the perfect fit for us to partner together. We bring visibility to these small brands. We bring trusted advisors who are recommending these brands. And then Shopline sort of brings the infrastructure of that together. And so it really is a perfect partnership. So they get tapped into everything that can holistically really support their growth.
Exactly. I think getting attention is one thing and turning them into sales is another. Peter, from Shopline side, what drew you to Relish specifically?
Yeah, what really attracted us to Relish was how they're able to support both e-commerce and retail sales channels for brands. And we very heavily believe in that brands need to be omni-channel. And so partnering with Relish really means that we're growing our ecosystem and working with our brands where they're at and where their customers are at. So we're seeing increasing costs related to paid ads and decreasing effectiveness sometimes. And so I think partnership with Relish and their service is really a good solution for this situation.
Yes, and I think that's what makes this partnership so interesting. They are like two pieces of the same puzzle. Relish is gets people to care, and Shopline captures and converts it. So together, it's like a whole funnel. So let's get into the actual problems brands are facing right now. The premise of this series is that the old book for growing CPG brand is broken. So what was the old playbook, and where exactly does it fall today?
So the old playbook was really like ads, throw ads everywhere. Ads are the thing that's going to work. And you're putting money randomly and sort of hoping it sticks. With Relish, you're using trusted advisors in a hyper local way that can help you understand what is resonating in those markets. So we create campaigns where you're able to put 20 people out there who are the trusted advisors that are all going to get your product, and then utilize the engagement of those individual posts as a way to put smart dollars behind them and boost those posts. But it is not a needle in a haystack. You can actually be very strategic having the data that comes along with these campaigns.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think building trust is more important now than ever. So, Peter, from e-commerce side, what do you see brands getting wrong when they try to go on social media?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times social media and all of their other marketing, they're not part of a more cohesive overall strategy going out. It looks just like, oh, we're gonna try this, we're gonna try this. They're not really tied together. There's a lot of spray and pray, to Meg's point, a lot of times. And I think there's a lot more intention that you can put behind these efforts. So, for example, brands really need to connect all of these layers and really have banners on their websites align with landing pages they build, align with the messaging. And so, for example, Prime Day is a big shopping period that's coming up. So these marketing tactics really should be reflected from social to PR to web design, et cetera, from the graphics and copy. So I think just real cohesiveness is kind of what's missing for a lot of brands.
Mhm.
Got it. So it's not just about choosing content or ads or creates to. It's like about connecting all of them together as one brand experience. So let's talk about the specific problems brands are running into right now. So small CPG brands are getting more attention on social media than ever. So, but the attention and trust aren't the same thing. So, Meg, can you walk us through the gap that they are facing?
Yep. So 1 million views is not necessarily a convert to sales, right? The premise of Relish is these are local people that are the ones who recommend where to go to eat. They're the ones who know all the new cool things that are coming into their products. And they're a customer profile, they're a business insight. You know what resonates with your brand. So working with Relish gives you the ability to build campaigns. What goes behind the scenes is very structured. What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? How can we build that together? And then we get our fleet of relishers out there to enjoy authentically what your product is. And that builds trusted advisors that are talking to people that are then going out and purchasing your product. And then those reels that get the most engagement, you're putting dollars behind for ads, you're promoting your product online, and Shopline is able to give you the infrastructure to really maximize your sales and keep all of that data and all of that information so that you can double down on it there as well.
Got it. I think getting views is great, but what drives is trust. And I think that's what makes people convert. But Peter, when that trust is built through a creator, but someone lands on the brand show, what has to happen on the commerce side to keep that trust going and to convert? Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yes.
good.
Thank you. Yes, I think it goes back to being consistent and really investing in that customer journey. You really need to build up that trust with that customer. So I'll actually give you an example, a little bit of a story. One of our brands is a hair extension brand, and they were included in a study by Consumer Reports. They tested over 30 brands, and they found that this was actually the only brand, lucky for us, they're a Shopline brand, only one out of the 30 that does not use any heavy metals in their products and their manufacturing process. And so they have a very clean, hypoallergenic, no heavy metals product, clinically tested, lab results to prove it, right? So if you read that Consumer Reports article, and then you go to their website and they haven't added banners, they haven't added the certification, they haven't uploaded the lab results, right? It's going to feel like a disconnect. So when you're doing these campaigns, it's really important to kind of have that full story. Never forget your story and like why you're even in business in the first place, but really find a good way to integrate that into that sales journey. So that way they know why they're buying from you, not just what they're buying from you.
Great. So you should have a story and you should know how to communicate it effectively so that people know what the brand is doing and who they are. So there is trust there and there's interest, but sometimes the sale still doesn't happen. So here's our next pain point, that the content is working, people are watching it, saving it, commenting on it, that I need this product. But what's stopping them from actually buying? Peter?
Yeah, so the moment of attention, it's really fragile, right? So first of all, driving a customer that's a lead from whatever campaign to your homepage, that's something that you don't want to do, right? Your homepage is more of like the front door to your overall storefront, right? When you have an intent, somebody coming from a campaign, you really need to take them to the exact aisle, to the exact shelf, to the exact product that you want to get them to, not put them in that maze, right? Like we do in physical retail. So really having curated landing pages specific to campaigns, that's going to help get that conversion. And even if they drop from there, it's all about bringing them back to the table. So really good promotional offers, having your email and SMS marketing in there, having those pop-ups when they land on your website and say, hey, spin the wheel for 10% off, or give me your email and your phone number and you get free shipping and 10% off. All of these different ways, they're really meant to increase the likelihood that they convert on that first touch point, or when they first land. And then if they don't, you have many different strategies. Most of them are going to be app powered to bring them back to the table. And there's usually got to be some sort of incentive there for them to come back, not just full price because, hey, we're great, so you should come back.
Got it. I think as shoppers, we've all been there. It's just one small friction, and just we are just like, oh, I'm going back, and I'm just going back to scrolling. But Meg, can creators actually play a role in closing the gap? Is there a job? Is that job done once they post something?
No, creators are going to be your advocates, right? These are people who will end up purchasing your product, loving your product, be your champion of building that product. But again, it's about using things smartly. So not just relying on the comments, not just relying on the shares, but giving those creators a QR code or something, use my link to get this, or having them reply in comments with codes. This is about interaction will drive those sales. And so enabling those creators to interact with those customers and then using that data within your Shopline system to market to those people is just a perfect way to always bring it together. This is about winning them long term, and these tools are helping you get there.
Got it. So creators open the door and the storefront has to be ready so that people walk in and buy what they want, and creators actually help close it too. So that's interesting. Now let's talk about what happens after we buy the product. So Peter, what if someone buys the product, they love the product, but they don't come back? Why is retention such a hard problem for all these CPG brands?
Yeah, it's a hard problem because it's a very important problem. First of all, as a CPG brand, whether you're in food and beverage or health, beauty, skin, or pet, a lot of these products are repeatable, they're consumable. So it's not something you just buy once and done, like, or even once a year, like a light bulb. Right. This is something you would want potentially every week, every 2 weeks, or every month, right? It depends on the cadence. So subscription is a foundational part of your business. And I think really building your tech stack and your marketing stack around that reality is going to be a strong suit for you. So 18% of shoppers are brand loyal, and that loyalty in CPG counts for a high percentage of business. So it's really in a CPG company's best interest to have good reward and loyalty programs in place. So that way you're incentivizing future purchases, right? That you ask for their birthday so you can give them a gift, right? That if they stay active for 6 months, that hey, maybe they get a free gift on that next subscription to stay active. And guess what? Maybe they unsubscribe. A thousand reasons as to why they may have unsubscribed, and there's also a thousand different strategies to win them back. So we call those win back campaigns. You have a subscriber, they've unsubscribed. How do I get them to reactivate, right? A lot of, a big strategy that is actually slept on is direct mailers. They're actually very effective. And I think it's one of those underestimated ones. A lot of people think you need to be a huge company like HelloFresh to be able to do direct mail. It's pretty attainable and decently effective. I'd say that's one that people should try looking at next.
Got it. So the first purchase is usually just the beginning. And I think creators are the one that can remind, consumers that, this is coming, your next gift is coming. So can creators actually play a role in retention, or is their job done after like they make the first purchase?
It's funny because they're looked at as a one and done thing, that like the way ads are looked at, but these are interactive people that are present online. And every city has a different personality, right? And so you can tap into those different personalities. This is about growing your advocates who love your brand. These are people that are always going to talk about it. And oftentimes through our campaigns, we'll actually end up getting additional content just because these other influencers are like, well, I'm not going to be left out of this one. So it's really about creating this flywheel of authenticity that you can then tap into in a way to double down on it. And so, yeah, it's not a one-shot deal. It is constantly keeping your voice through your product through these different authentic voices that are continuing to keep the conversation going, which is going to add to your sales.
Amazing. So it's not just like a commerce problem or a content problem. It's like both working together, like the subscription and the creator community, keeping them excited. So that's like a full loop. So as we've talked about three real problems, what does solution actually look like? Like if the brands could take one key takeaway today, what would that be? Meg?
It's about not abandoning ads, not doing things smartly. It's about creating the trusted voice of the creator is where it starts. That is a friend telling a friend telling a friend. I trust them. That's what builds it. Then you take those reels that are already have some power behind them and you put ads into it. And you have something like SHOPLINE that gives you infrastructure and the ability to sell more efficiently. And all those three components, if done strategically, will solidify your growth.
Got it. Yeah, I actually do agree to this because if I go see a creator using a product and then I go to the brand store, and if it's not what I want to be, I will just bounce back. So, Peter, what's that one thing you tell a brand to fix first?
Yeah. Well, but besides having just a very cohesive marketing stack all around with the landing pages and visuals and content and banners and all of that, I'd say mobile checkout, having that conversion engine, because again, awareness without conversion, there's no point to that, right? None of us can pay our bills with likes or shares. It has to translate into dollars at some point. And so I would say, staying away from paralysis by analysis and being a perfectionist and getting it really dialed down to an OCD level. You do need to be proper, but you also need to get it out there, right, at the same time. So if you are a CPG brand, you don't need to overthink your rewards and membership and loyalty program. Just launch your V1. You don't need to overthink your subscription program. Just get the recurring billing set up, right? You can add everything, all the bells and whistles later.
Got it. It's just to keep things simple so that consumer understands everything clearly. And it all comes back to connecting full customer journey. And this is just the beginning. Now I would like to say over the next few episodes of these series, we are going to walk through the full journey from getting a stronger, from getting a complete stranger to trusting your brand and getting them to buy things, getting them to never leave. So before we get open up the questions, I want to give Meg and Peter a moment. Meg, Peter, is there anything you want to share with the brands in the room today?
I think one thing that you just said, Peter, really resonated. Like, these are people who have spent a long time perfecting their brand. They're passionate about it. They believe in it, and they don't put anything on hold or this is their baby. I think that what we offer is the ability to really curry their baby in a way that gives them more exposure. We are the experts. Relish is the expert at what campaign strategy should look like, how you're going to get onto more shelves, off more shelves, drive more business to your website. We are great at that because we spend time with each of our clients and we talk about what their challenges are, where their ease of operations is, so that we can really make sure that we benefit them. One of the reasons why we saw this partnership with Shopline to be so strong was because it gave our customers an added infrastructure, an ability to launch their product in a more cohesive way. And we found in dealing with Shopline that they were really aligned with our mentality, which is we are here to support our customers in any way that we can. And that is kind of where we forged this relationship and how I think it's very powerful together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really appreciate all that. And we're super excited to be working with Relish. We have a ton of brands that need this. And what's really exciting for all of the brand founders on this call is we have a great partnership with Relish in which you can basically apply and see if you're eligible for a grant, a cash grant from Shopline, to make it a low cost or no cost white glove migration to Shopline. We actually have a merchant success team, a solutions engineer, and preferred agency team where we do all the heavy lifting to migrate websites to Shopline. And as part of that program, you get a bunch of Relish credits to redeem. And so you can bring some influencers to your new Shopline website. So if anybody is having issues with their site or sees an opportunity for a glow up and sees the value in working with a platform where you can have an actual relationship with them, and we want to support you and connect the dots to our ecosystem, we will be hosting a group demo session in the next couple of weeks. So you'll see some information in the follow-up from this, inviting you to a group demo session to learn more about this. Thank you.
Amazing. Let's get started with the questions. You guys can see the dots on the right bottom and go to the question sections if anyone has the problem, or you can use the chat. Anything is fine. So we have a couple of questions. So the first question is, what's the actual difference between a creator making content organically and a paid ad that also features a creator?
So when you post content on your business page, the voice is still coming from you, even if it's a creator. The benefit of using creators is that they're posting it to their followers. They're tagging you on their page, but there is an authentic trust to that. It is truly a trusted person that you watch that is telling you about this amazing brand. And that is what makes it so much more authentic than a brand posting about the brand.
Got it. I think the next question is for Peter. How do subscriptions work for a product people don't buy on a fixed schedule?
Yeah. Actually, but before we get that, Meg, can you actually talk a little bit about like usage rights and how that fits into the influencer ecosystem there?
Yeah, so when you work with Relish, you have rights to repurpose all the content that we've created for you. So this is your content to use in your library. You can boost it with ads. You can use it whenever you want to use it. So it really is beneficial if an ad is going well, you can absolutely boost it on your page. But yes, thank you, Peter, for highlighting that.
Yeah, Yeah, I see that. I'm scrolling and I see that all the time. I think it's actually a solid strategy. I always think like I'm the worst consumer. These things don't work on me, but they've been starting to work on me. So yeah, subscriptions. Isha was about subscriptions that aren't really on a regular schedule.
Yes. So, how do subscriptions work for a product people don't buy on a fixed schedule? Question.
Yeah, if it's not on a fixed schedule, it's like very variable, right? Like you could need it every 2 weeks, or depending, right? You might not need it every 2 weeks. You might have a gap in between. So that's where you need a subscription app that has flexibilities and robust features that
Mhm.
allows the customer to navigate and set the subscription to their needs. So that's pausing a subscription, rescheduling a subscription, and having multiple options from the get-go. Am I only able to subscribe weekly or every 2 weeks or monthly, or can I set up every 6 weeks?
Mhm.
It should be up to me, right? And then in addition, just to kind of give you some more to work with our subscription app, it's very powerful. Let's say you're a food or bev brand or a snack brand, you have 10 SKUs, right? For your customers, you want to be able to allow them to build their own bundles, right? So what are my favorite three flavors from your brand? I want to build that package of my favorite three, and I want to subscribe to that bundle of my favorite three. And let's just say down the road I get bored or I get tired of the pineapple, I want to switch to mango. So I have options. I
Mhm.
can go and I can cancel my subscription and create a new one with this updated mango flavor, or I could simply swap pineapple for mango. It's a very different experience for me whether I'm swapping or canceling and resubscribing, right? I'll let you think which one is more effective, right?
Yeah, thank you. So here's the third question. What's the first thing a brand should set up on the commerce side before they start pushing content hard?
Yeah, I'd say before the content hard, probably your landing pages, your banners. It goes back about being consistent and
Mhm.
having that good flow of you have a lead, there's intent. We don't know if it's the first touch point or the seventh touch point. Regardless, you need to set yourself up for success in the best way possible. So having the banners, having the offers, having the good pop-ups, really popping them into that retention and conversion engine. So whether they convert at that very visit or two visits down the road where they need to see a post from an influencer and get your newsletter, and that's what leads to conversion. I think having that engine in place is the most important before you go into content. And if you're specifically talking about paid ads, part of marketing, uh,
Mhm.
I would say very, very important to have your tool set in place because it's all about A/B testing in that paid ad space with the combos of graphics and copy. You literally need to test like 50 variations, right? So if you're doing that manual or you're only at a fraction of that, the best in class brands are laughing at 50 variations a day. So like that's the type of scale that you need to look at your content creation for ad spend.
Got it. So you have to have like your website ready so that the content, if someone comes across the content and if they come to website, you need to have everything in place so that they convert and they order, like place order without any friction. So yeah, here's our last question. We are a DTC brand thinking about going into retail. Does this framework still apply?
100%. I mean, I think creator content can drive people to wherever it makes sense, right? It's about showing them the ease in acquiring the product, whether that's through a storefront or online, and then it's showing how the product is enjoyed. So, I mean, I could see us doing a future episode on like, how do you put together a great campaign? But yes, this is about a trusted community of people getting your product and showcasing how much they enjoy it and how easy it is to get.
Got it. Amazing. Thank you so much. I think this is the exactly what we thought the conversation would look like and what we wanted to kick off from. So if you want to learn more about Relish or Shopline, we'll send more information through the email. And if you want something that you want to learn more about for Shopline or Relish or any in general content which is going around in the industry, you can drop in your comments or send us an email or just reply to us, and we'll see you soon again. And thank you so much, Peter and Meg, for joining. It was absolutely insightful, the conversation, and I think everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. So yeah, thank you for having today, and
Thank you,
yeah, we'll
Isha,
see you soon.
for being our moderator.
Thank you, team. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Monday, guys. Thank you.
Ciao.